anybody has as good of memories of college and school that I do, one thing I'd actually like to challenge every one of you is the current retirement living model that is happening around the world and in Australia and Asia Pacific. I'd like every one of you to close your eyes and basically imagine yourself in 60 years, possibly sooner for some of you. But we have an aging population, and in the Asia Pacific region, forecast to almost double by 2050. So as architects, designers, planners, investors, we need to challenge what we're building and designing and think about the future. So nowadays, people are actually moving to universities. We're building campuses and also building housing on that campus where people can actually go back to school. So think about going back to college where you can actually live, work, and learn with fellow students 50 years younger. And why would you do this? So the big question for everyone is, why would you integrate somebody who's 65 plus into a society where there's 20, 30-year-old students? I think the question is, why not? So as designers, there is health benefits for living with seniors. There's also dementia risks are actually reduced when you integrate people within society. And I think we need to challenge what we think of the aging population as, because they're not the same as what our grandparents and great-grandparents were. So meet Pearl. Pearl is 75 years old. She's lived alone for the past 2 years, and she loves knitting and has 2 kids. One thing you wouldn't know about Pearl, she has some very interesting hobbies. She loves to learn about computer programming. She goes to the library every week and she basically watches YouTube tutorials on how to program and to code. So what Pearl is actually trying to do, she's trying to get into that Instagram generation. She's trying to market herself with her knitting, #GrannyGram, and market herself out there. So with doing that, when Pearl actually chose to go to retirement living, where did she go? She's going into that campus community where she's integrated with students, where she can continue her education and keep learning as she's growing older, which actually stimulates the mind and the physical well-being of herself. So in these campuses, individuals can actually go back to school. They can be alongside students and be learning and continuing their education, but also stimulating the mental health and well-being. Not only are they going back to school, they're also integrating with the college society. They're going to campus football games, they're going to basketball games, they're going to concerts, they're also going to the local pub. They like craft beers just like us, they like a dirty martini. It's really about integrating and thinking about that generation as one of us. They're not the 65 plus. It's really changing what we think about aging and that aging population. So another thing is a sense of purpose. The older we get, and when people are actually retiring, they don't have anything to do. They play bocce balls, they golf, but it's really about that sense of purpose. So they go back to school, they're tutoring, they're giving back something to society, and they're also integrating. It's about integrated mixed-use societies that we really need to promote. It's also the integration for students. There's benefits for the well-being. They have a different learning method, so they're actually having practical learning with on-site campus facilities. They are doing physio, they're doing nursing, and they're basically benefiting residents on the campus. Another benefit, again, is when we age, we have issues with loneliness and possibly dementia. So with that integration into the community, we feel that sense of purpose and place, which helps us integrate. So when health, which is the biggest portion of our life, is how well we live and how long we live. So as developers, architects, and investors, why aren't we doing this? So there is plenty of benefits. So there's cost benefits. So for universities which have a lot of land and actually have a lot of facilities, why aren't we thinking about sharing those facilities? You have WeWork, Airbnb. Let's look at those facilities, those campus facilities, meeting facilities, and start integrating other uses into the space. We also have the operational cost for a village. There's high costs in the build of the extra facilities which might only be used once or twice a year for a function. So why not integrate those into the campus and also have that integration is a thumbs up, a Facebook like. I think it's really the key to success in all of these villages. So why not? So one of the things we're challenged as designers and architects is to think about the future and to think about the way people live, work, and learn. So we would like to challenge everyone is as people evolve and the senior is not the senior that you know, it's not your grandmother anymore, we need to challenge society about what we think of the aging demographic. You always hear cradle to grave. Well, that cradle to grave is changing. And somebody that's 85 years old, they know more than you do, and we need to integrate them back into society. So architects and designers, and also developers, investors, let's start investing in the future of integrating to those societies and start thinking. So with Pearl, our famous individual, we need to start thinking about what the class of 2022 is and integrating Pearl and her fun-loving seniors into the campus community and start the conversation. So why not? That's mine. Thank you very much. Case for going back to school.